11-time PBA champion, the 2016 PBA Tournament of Champions winner, representing Sweden, the Iceman, Jesper Svensson. He owns 31 PBA Tour titles with a record 15 majors. The 7-time and reigning PBA Player of the Year, representing Australia, the captain, Belmonte. A 12-time PBA Tour champion with 5 majors from Las Vegas, Nevada, Simonson. A 19-time PBA Tour champion with 3 majors, 2016 PBA World Championship winner, Tackett.
Throw a lot of strikes.
He's good at that.
Time to bowl. Look at the matchup here. Simonson, Tackett, Belmonte, Svensson head-to-head. Baker doubles, match 1 worth 2 points. Alternate doubles worth 2 points, and then the finale's worth 5. Let's go, man. Time for a comeback. Team USA, Simonson, oh no! 4-10 split to start.
4-7 to start, not what Simonson or the USA team is looking for.
Almost. 10-pin stands. Early open. Team USA early opening for the world side.
And Chris, is it safe to say that you saw the left lane hooking more yesterday?
Yeah, it hooked more yesterday, especially in the front. And then the right lane was a little bit tighter down lane. And depending on which types of players, they saw it differently. Jason said he had them the same. Most players had the left lane hooking a little more.
Belmonte gets started. And started well.
Get that first one out of there.
And we get to see the only southpaw in the competition stepping up, Dave and Chris, as we take one more look at the opening shot by Belmonte. But Chris, how big of an advantage is it for the world to have this man on their team?
Well, he does strike a ton, and they were medium scoring, and anything medium scoring and up, he doesn't miss the pocket a lot. One of the advantages with urethane, add 20 miles per hour or 18.5 with 550 RPMs, and there's a whole lot of strikes and not much else for him. It's just adding single pins.
All the numbers look good here for the world team, guys.
Kind of a repeat of day one. The world gets out to an early lead, it seems like every game, and they just keep adding pressure and keep making the USA perform and come from behind.
Tackett, Player of the Year type season. 4-pin stands for him. He's got 3 wins, came early in the year, including the US Open. We talked to all the bowlers pre-show today. BJ very positive that Team USA can make a big comeback.
Early on, you're seeing both USA players get a little fooled and the lane's hooking a little bit more. They were spending some time to the right in warm-ups, trying to make them a little bit easier. Both these guys played way left in their match, trying to play more like 17, 18, keeping it right at 20 here in match 1.
Simo had the high game for Team USA yesterday, match 3 with Belmonte, 244. He lost the 255, 244 score. And Barrett knocked off Tackett the 4th match. Simonson, bounce back.
Yeah, beauty from that first shot that he threw to start. And take a look from profile, the style of Anthony Simonson and his upper body getting parallel to the floor. He uses every ounce of energy to create ball speed, and you have to with no backswing, right?
No backswing, and he's about 5'7" or 5'8", but he's about as strong as they come.
Here's the 7-time Player of the Year. Belmonte looks for help across the deck with a 10-pin. It stands.
And Chris, early on we saw the 2 righties for the U.S. go high. and Belmonte goes kind of that light blower shot and then another light hit here.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday just a little bit where Belmo's worked really hard on adding straighter and more speed to his game. In this case, again, he's 3 to 4 boards right of both Simo and EJ according to Strike Track.
10-pin got that.
And if Jesper Svensson has a good look on the left side, he has no turbulence and no traffic in front of him.
Right.
That's got to be a big advantage.
It should be. In theory, Belmo is making it easier for EJ, and Simo's kind of on his own over there on the left side of the lane.
10-pin win for the Iceman against his best friend and roommate, Troup, yesterday. In day one of the two-day competition, Svensson looks good. Let's take a look, guys, at today's Brunswick oil pattern, the Carmen Salvino 44-footer.
Yeah, you can see where the players are starting to play immediately, and there's some buildup in the middle part of the lane. The outside part of the lane is out of bounds, and I'm talking this zone right in here on both sides of the lane. You get it there, well, it's going to miss the head pin because it's slicker than an otter's pocket to the outsides.
Tackett steps up. We like it. And that's the result. 3-10 baby split.
Oh, boy. This is exactly the opposite of what the USA needed to get out of the gates. An early open with Simo. EJ a little out of the rhythm. A rare bad shot. There hasn't been very many of those for him this year either.
I never thought it was a good thing, and I know that we've both gone through it, Chris, that when you looked at your hand after you threw the ball, missed it.
Didn't like it. Yep, 3-pin up, open frame, second of the match early here for USA. And the hole deepens for Tackett and Simonson, down 32 pins here, guys.
Chris, let's change shoes for a minute, or change hats, if you will. And now you're Tommy Jones watching what's unfolding right now. What are you thinking? What are you saying to yourself?
I'm grabbing Kyle right now. We got to get this done. Let's get together, get our head right, and just plan on we're going to have to win. And just build our strategy based off of what these guys are building for us and get ready. Because it appears that the early strategy of getting a quick win is they got a long road to hoe now.
Disappearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so Belmo steps up, chance for a 42-pin lead for he and Jesper, record-tying 7th Chris Schenkel Player of the Year award, 2022. Belmonte, ring a 10-pin, good shot.
All right, Chris, we've asked a lot of people, a lot of players, a lot of guests that we've had in the booth. See the greatest of all time.
I think he's going to end up there, but I think there's a lot of metrics now you make a legit argument. For a long time, I thought it was Walter because of the extra titles, but the majors is the one thing that's fairly equitable across the eras, and it's not by just a little bit anymore.
Whoa! Whiff 10-pin. Well, that's shocking. And the match turns upside down.
That's when you know a guy has an incredible amount of tenure in the booth. When he can pull off
it's just
a turnaround just like that. You're amazing.
It's just incredible. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. That's on me.
Damaging open frame. See what Jesper does. 6th frame. Looking good. 20-pin match here, guys. Baker doubles underway, day 2. Wauwatosa outside Milwaukee.
Big shot here.
Resuming play, Tackett. Got it.
Most important one of the match, Randy. You're dead on. He had to have that one, gets him back within 10, and all of a sudden, when they look dead in the water, the Peterson
jinx. The Peterson jinx got him.
Got Belmo, and now we got ourselves a game.
Thanks, Chris. You're fired. You know what? And I mean, the world's bowling a good game, right? We're talking 2 10-pins. Unfortunately, one of them was missed. Now, Simonson to draw even.
Critical shot, 7th frame for the tie. Oh! 8-pin late.
And that was was a gem indeed. Crumbled the bucket. Everything traps the 8-pin and pushes it off the back of the deck. Watch this as the 4-pin slides in front. The head pin kind of tackles it from behind and pushes it off. And a little MJ.
All right, we've got a game now. Belmonte, though, stepping up, working on a strike, Dave.
This is what we wanted, guys. This is it. Outstanding competition. Head-to-head with the greatest bowlers in the world. Now the world team go back up by 10.
Oh, Jason.
Oh, boy.
I wouldn't like it at all. Light hit, look out. 1, 2, 4, 10.
And guys, that's the
Washout.
slick part of the lane. I'm sorry, Dave. That's the slick part of the lane that that we were talking about when illustrating the old pattern. You can't get it to that zone, but Belmonte, in order to convert here, he's going to try to cut the head pin over into the 10, and the ball will take out the 2 and the 4.
One advantage he has, he uses rotation, which will help set that head pin flat instead of around the 10 if he can get it over there.
Try to convert the washout, but no, 10-pin stands.
Hey, guys,
Open
just
frame.
like... Sorry. Oh, that's a busy booth. And just like that, it's a different ball game.
Nice frames.
And how about Belmonte back-to-back open frames?
Shocking. Just shocking.
Chris, remember the thing I asked you about earlier about Belmonte? Forget that.
Yeah,
Forget that part for now, okay?
8th frame. Jesper trying to rescue things. Almost have a 7-10. Then they all go down for the Iceman. A huge break.
Oh, my goodness. Just a little unnecessary roughness on the 7 and the 10 pin by Jesper Svensson.
It's a little chilly right there.
Flirting with disaster.
Yes, sir.
Fellas. Flirting with disaster. All right, this to cut it to 2. Up 22, 8th frame. Big shot, Tackett. Oh, the 9-pin. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. I mean, that was a great shot by EJ, and all that power, the ball goes right past the 9-pin. See if we can get a replay of that to show you folks, but that's what sometimes power can do to you, and you can see just not any deflection whatsoever into that 9.
According to Strike Track, he did move left off his last one, which did exactly the same thing. The last time the 5 actually hit the 9 on the way by, even after a board and a half move on the laydown.
And that's
right back to the same spot.
And that's the transition that you guys go through and talk about on a weekly basis out here on the PBA Tour, and staying ahead of that transition.
Now, to be fair, Strike Track also said he threw it a half mile or slower. That's a normal move for EJ, just to move left and throw it a little softer.
Huge shot here, guys. Up 11, foundation frame, Simonson left lane. Oh, ringing 10-pin, another great shot. But no break, the 10 stands to tighten it up even more.
Well, now they're in jeopardy of losing.
Yeah, now they don't have ball in hand.
Right.
You're going to let Belmonte and Svensson have a shot at shutting them out.
Shocking to see Belmonte struggle here today in Wauwatosa.
There's a 10-pin whiff, and then leaves the washout, gets it wide, doesn't cut enough of the head pin over into the 10. But he's working on a Jesper strike right here in the 9th frame, and can draw even with a strike here.
Another huge shot for the tie. Yeah.
Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The good news is Belmonte just struck there. The bad news is for the USA team, because Jesper Svensson is going to finish the 10th frame, and he hasn't missed yet.
That's what it needs for 2 more points for the world team to make it 7-0. And then with the second match of our show, the alternate doubles match, Jones, Troup, Cooley, Barrett, the world team could wrap up the competition and take home the Hall of Fame Cup.
No, it's just kind of a different.
Looks for the first. Got the first.
Whoa.
Check out those numbers there. 0.3 of an inch within each other, according to Strike Track.
Yeah, that's a little bit. It tells you that there's some urethane carry-down going on. Speed was identical, basically. Just, I mean, 0.2 of a mile an hour faster, identical at the arrows. Gonna have to catch it a little bit more this time. This one's to win.
For the victory. Help on the 10-pin. Trip late.
Let's go.
The world team's gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And who would have thought
Not to have to
that the world could survive 2 open frames by Jason Belmonte?
Go! Let's go!
What a shot by Jesper, and what a performance by him. Perfect in this match. Struck every ball. Second one was the big one, Chris. He actually threw a shot, and the 10-pin got mugged.
All that power has to be worth something there. And you heard Don Barrett in the background. He said it perfectly. All the pressure's on the U.S. now. They have to win. The world just has to bowl now.
Good job. Thank you.
7-0 the score. First team to get to 8 points wins this competition. They are within 1 match of doing just that. Team USA could win, though, the alternate doubles match and then the Baker Bowling 4-on-4 worth 5 points at the end. If the American side can win that one, we have a roll-off. We'll be tied 7-7. A lot of work to do for USA here.
Just so you're aware, there's nothing wrong with the lane.
Jay Tackett will finish things up, make this official.
And just think that 9-pin, the difference.
Knocked the bucket out of there and leaves the 2-5. Don't chop it. No, he smothered it instead. He won the 2016 PBA Team Challenge. A tournament in Saudi Arabia. Ooh, to the face there. That took a nasty, hard left. Man, a difficult spare. Messenger is going to fall short.
It's the only downside of throwing urethane.
Go after it, he does aggressively. Oh, Messenger there. And if he gets it?
Well, we all know what he can do with urethane.
Kick on the 4. I did a short Facebook Live about an hour before we went on the air, and I went down in the area where they were warming up. And the first strike for the Kent Tackett team.
Much better.
That's through the nose, and that's dead trouble.
Ball hooked early.
We saw this made earlier. Remember, Sean Maldonado made this in our first match, and then at that point, the match was already decided.
Using a pitch black.
Ooh, kick on that 7.
Ring, as he's using a haywire.
How about that? Flush. Well, they built a 32-pin lead as the open frame of the 4th sits heavy on this Kent Tackett team. That's one way you respond. The only way you can respond. I guess the interruption did not bother him. wiped out that 7. The celebratory pick in the air. Oh, pretty shot.
Kyle Troup came to win today, folks.
He's 2 for 2 in single pins. Tackett just had 1 strike in this match at an open frame in the 4th that kind of turned things in favor of Troup Svensson because that's when they got hot. Kick save and a beauty on the 10.
But Jesper is as well. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need to say a whole lot. When Jesper Svensson's got it going, he's just incredible to watch.
And that strike will do it. Running a pick play. Troup and Svensson have won it. Not a lot of Vegas marriages work out, Randy. This one has.
Well, you know, back in my day, we didn't see a lot of guys with picks, especially when they threw a hit to win. They didn't break the picks up, but I'll tell you what, I think it works quite nicely here in Portland, Maine.
What Pete Weber is to sunglasses, Kyle Troup may be to picks.
Yeah. Yeah, another really nice performance by Marshall Kent.
So Tackett and Kent will finish out. They will finish in 2nd place. And here at Bayside Bowl, your champions, Jesper Svensson and Kyle Troup. And I can't even imagine Dad Guppy.
You think Guppy Troup's proud right now. I'll tell you who else is proud, Art Trask. Art Trask was like a 4-time winner on our tour, friends with Guppy Troup, bowled on tour forever, and was the only guy I knew back then that had a fro.
Great bowling, brother. Great bowling.
Well, I tell you what, so much young talent in this match. Look at the ages of those 4. There's Guppy right there. I mean, the old guy in this group is Troup at 25.
Yeah.
He's the oldest of these 4, which is a great sign for the PBA Tour.
This show was laden with rookies of the year, players of the year. Just a great, great ensemble.
What else would you expect from Svensson?
You know, I think Guppy Troup had a fro at one time as well.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yes, he did.
You can breathe now, Dad. It's okay. A little early Father's Day gift for you, Guppy.
You know, he was always a crier, too, back in the day. Gupster.
Anthony Simonson standing next to him. Oh, my goodness. It's just not fair, Randy. It's not fair to be that young and that talented.
One more, big dog. Go ahead. One more.
With a resting heart rate that appears to be about 9.
Right?
One more time? Sure. Sure. There's a proud father. There's some happy fans, and there are your champions. Kyle Troup, Jesper Svensson with a 279, including striking out from 3 through 10. Your champions, Jesper Svensson, Kyle Troup. Look at that score line from 3 through 10. Absolute perfection as they defeat Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett by a comfortable margin to win the Roth Holman PBA doubles.
Svensson They are best friends. They are roommates. They are opponents today.
He owns 9 PBA Tour titles with a major. The 2021 PBA Player of the Year, Kyle Troup.
Last couple of practice shots here for these two great bowlers. Chris, we were talking the break. They have met before internationally, and Jesper has owned Kyle, but never on U.S. soil the PBA Tour.
He has owned Kyle, and Tommy had the list as the loser. He had to post first, and so as soon as Kyle's name came out second, it was an automatic choice for Belmo to put the Iceman up against him, see if he can continue this domination.
Right. Kyle Troup, former Player of the Year on the PBA Tour. 31 years old from North Carolina. Great year in 2021, almost $500,000. A 9-time titleist.
A confident Kyle is a very dangerous man. But Jesper, for some reason, seems to take a little bit of that away from him. So we'll see if he can overcome it. Even more than his hair is trying to overcome that hairband.
That is definitely encroachment.
Arsenal for Kyle.
It looks like that robot's lost its space.
Troup, the showman, flamboyant, gets us started. Looking for help on the 10-pin. The messenger makes no contact.
Well, if somebody can certainly change the momentum for the USA team, it's this guy. He is the most charismatic of the group, and like I say, he gets a little momentum going. We'll see it on full display here.
Yeah, a little flyby by the head pin in front of the 10. Doesn't do him any favors, but
7-time PBA champion, the 2016 PBA Tournament of Champions winner, representing Sweden, the Iceman, Jesper Svensson.
you know, I spoke with Belmonte in regards to his pick with Jesper Svensson, and he said, you know, he's just intimidating.
He's the Iceman, 11-time titleist of the PBA Tour. Lots of international experience with Team Europe as well. Two-handed, left-handed sensation with extraordinary rev rate and power. This guy can knock him down. 6-pin.
A little bit of first shot jitters.
Serious?
I think so. This guy's made a lot of TV, but not a ton of it this year, actually. And I think no matter how many shows you've made, when you haven't made it for a while, the adrenaline's still pumping a little higher.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most nervous, 1 being the least, what number are we talking with Jesper?
For that shot there,
Yeah.
7-8.
7-8.
He'll be at 4 here.
Wow.
In another shot. The Iceman doesn't show any emotion. I mean, but make no mistake about it. He gets a double in here, and you will be wanting to fear the North. So, yes.
Jesper going with pitch black, urethane, non-reactive, and that's kind of his calling card, yeah.
I have to be honest, he's thrown a lot of reactive lately.
Flat flame for Jesper, guys. Oh, almost a dreaded 7-10 split, which has only been made, of course, on TV 4 times, but the 10-pin stands.
4 times, 3 times by left-handers.
Pretty bad break.
Huh. I wonder why that is, Chris. You know, I always heard they had an advantage, but that doesn't seem fair.
I think it's a little easier to get it out of the 7-pin corner.
All right, and let's be clear, folks. Of course I don't feel that way. But growing up as a kid in Southern California, that's all I used to say, right? I mean,
Well,
I know you went through the same thing, so don't even sit there and try to deny it.
I have a left-handed son that I respect tremendously.
There you go.
There we go. Ironically, Jesper, out of all these guys, has the lowest high game this season. 288.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have guessed that. The guy throws a million strikes.
Right. By the way, you know who else is left-handed? Guy sitting next to you, Dave Ryan.
Southpaw, baby.
Explain some things.
Kyle Troup, right lane here, guys. So, ring it 10-pin, good show.
Chris, are you surprised at how deep he is? I know you talked about Sam Cooley, his high rev rate, and what he could possibly do to the oil pattern, but, I mean, he's way left of where Sam was playing the lanes.
Yeah, I think it's just human nature. These guys all try and get left of the guy in front of them. They want the hook to the right of them. They want oil left. The part of Troup's game that's improved the most over 5 years ago is his speed control and his ability to play this part of the lane. He was a top 40 guy before that with the ability to throw it really hard. Now that he can soften up a little bit, he's a danger from everywhere on it. He's going to need his ball to do a couple of the right things, though, because some of that hangover from previous experiences against Jesper may be wearing in.
Kyle, 6th. PBA Tour points entering play here today. These best friends have won 2 doubles titles together. Roth, Holman in 17 and 20. But adversaries today. All 10 back for Kyle.
He is curving that absolute. Trying to get just a little bit inside of where Cooley was, who was a little bit inside of TJ. Going to make things real interesting for Dom coming up later on.
9 spare for Jesper to begin this match. Our first strike a moment ago from Kyle. Tremendous experience, accomplishments overseas for Jesper Svensson. Wow, pin action everywhere, but somehow, whoa, it doesn't get to the 10-pin. I don't know how.
I mean, like, that's so not making any sense to anybody watching this telecast as to how this ball doesn't strike. And this is his 3rd consecutive 9-count first ball. I mean, how does this 10-pin stand up?
He gave that one all of the business, too. You know, his rev rate gets up around that 600 range on occasion. That's wild that nothing, everything avoided the 10 there. The one trouble with throwing urethane sometimes on those 44-footers is it's hard to get it to tip as much as he wants. Now, Jesper doesn't play nearly as much down lane reaction as Jacob does, but
it's hot. I need to breathe.
Registration for the inaugural 2023 PBA LBC National Championships now open to all bowlers of all skill levels from all centers this summer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Right here, you can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at PBA.com. Jesper using 1 of 2 re-racks available in our match here.
And this Jacob you're referring to, I'm assuming it's Jacob Buttroff.
Yeah, Buttroff. Everybody thinks these two kids are left-handed and they throw urethane. They both at the same time. But Jacob plays hook. Jesper plays hold. Uses a ton of speed and gets it going up the lane. He'll get one of these to tip the right way, and then it's gonna turn into a 6-bagger.
Maybe right here, CB. Let's find out. Okay.
That looked like his weakest shot in terms of where it struck the 1-2, and it strikes. This game makes no sense to me.
Sometimes. Yeah. Worst shot of the game for him. Lightest in the pocket by far. This time, they all run into each other. Head pin off the wall, into the 6, into the 5. The old Dick Weber wall shot from well before either one of us were around. We'll see now if Kyle can answer his chance to take a little bit more substantial lead.
A double here to go up 11, Chris. Got it.
You know, I think the one thing that Kyle's really good at, guys, is recognizing his ball motion. And it looks to me as though after leaving 9 spare, both 10 pins, the first 2 frames, that Kyle kind of dialed the speed down a little bit to get the ball to come around the corner. I think he's really excelled in that area. And that's obviously attributed to some of the great success he's had the last couple of years.
I watched his body language after the first shot, too. He felt like he kind of got around a little bit. Motion that his elbow got outside. Those two have both been right through the middle of it, rolling it forward. You said just dialing it in, getting a little comfortable. It's going to have to go. Yeah.
And just a little out of the break point. You see right there those numbers. Pretty good at the arrows, but a little wider down lane.
No wins for Kyle yet on tour this season, but told us pre-show he feels like his game is exactly where he wants it to be. Well, been close to TV, but not under the bright lights yet. 10-pin there.
Pretty strong test this week with the three different patterns of the World Series: the short, the medium long, and the really long, and the angles of attack. And he showed up throughout that. Just missing the top 12, unfortunately, last game to miss by a few pins.
Field is set for the Cheetah, Scorpion, and Shark World Championship. Still 12 more games of bowling coming up Thursday. Jesper. Like you said, Chris. Uh-oh.
He's just thawing out.
Well, he's got a couple off hits now. Got his legs underneath him, posting up shots. I would expect this next one to get a little higher flush. If it doesn't ring 7, the Iceman is coming.
Heard a guy say that once.
I think he's even more intimidating with a beard, guys, this year. I mean, that thing is formidable.
Uh-oh.
So is his game.
Whoa, wait. Hang on a minute. Wait, look at these numbers here.
One of the best.
Holy smokes.
Match 2, Troup, Svensson head-to-head. Simonson, Belmonte. Barrett, Tackett still to come here in suburban Milwaukee. Opening up the 14th Guaranteed Rate World Series of Bowling here on Fox. Troup down 10, works on a spare, out of the break. Crunch time. Big shot right lane. Avoids the split, 10-pin stands.
Wait, was that almost the 410? Pocket 410?
Yeah, there's some funny hits on that right lane.
Yeah.
Certainly something to watch for.
I used to leave that a lot back in my day. Said me never.
Well, at the speed yours was going down there, it didn't get out of left gutter very often. Knocked the floor over.
Oh, we're going to go there. Okay.
10-pin. Coming up next, guys, pro football back with the SFL kickoff weekend. The season opener begins with Philadelphia battling Memphis. Then in primetime, New Jersey takes on Birmingham, the defending champs. The USFL season kicks off next right here on Fox. Birmingham Stallions 9-1 last year. Beat Philadelphia in the championship game. So it's a north-south matchup. 8 teams. USFL is back in 2023 on Fox.
So it's a great time for football.
I love football, Chris. You're right.
Is there ever a bad time for football?
No.
I want to watch it.
Needs to get it started here. Jesper's going to get away.
Kyle, good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, all you got to do is hit 7-8.
Well, you see the number there, 5-5, and Kyle said all you have to do is hit 7-8 and you strike, and that's why he's a bit disgusted with this last shot, leaving that quitter 10.
And it did get to it, but it got there about 3 feet late.
Agreed.
He's trying to get to it earlier, the spot, go through some of that path that Sam and Tommy went through so that it picks up and gets some momentum getting back uphill.
So Chris.
All right, guys, it's for a 4-bagger. 22-pin lead. Jesper trying to stay hot. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, baby.
I mean, Chris called it. He called it.
Tattoos the 1-2 pocket. Those pins had no chance.
The Iceman's starting to get frosty, Chris.
Yeah, and that's a 4-bagger, and that's the first one that's gone flush. And now he's got his feet underneath him. He knows what he can do on this left lane because he's basically tested every parameter possible and hit the pocket on both of them.
Here comes a 5-bagger potentially for a 32-pin lead. 8th frame. Iceman trying to stay hot. Help! No, across the deck, no 7-pin.
Wow.
How rude.
A bit. The ideal line evidently wasn't the one at 14 from the shot before. This is where the guys get mad at the left-handers. Now he throws one way better. This is way more intentional. I thought that was going to be a no-doubter.
Yeah.
And the bowling gods have a way of evening things out sometimes.
Like a layup for players at this level. Yeah, 7-pin, single-pin spare conversion. No worries there for Jesper.
I'm sorry, what?
It's like a layup, like a slam dunk, 93%.
That you mean the 7-pin spare attempt?
Single, yeah, it's with 93%.
I would say the 5-pin's a bit more of a layup.
Okay.
Depends on who's defending, I think.
Now, I don't even want to go to a tournament of champions whiff on the 5-pin.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, you got to pay some respect to the corners.
Better one.
True. Okay. Oh,
not a better result, though.
Stood
That
just
lane looks like it's getting a little lazier down lane than the other one.
It just looks like a lot of angle, doesn't it?
I think that's where guys start chasing each other a little bit, and he's gotten himself deeper than he needs to be. And early in the game, his speed was really good, and he was able to get started. But you know, according to Strike Track, it's exactly the same. So it's ball's just starting to pick up a little sooner and wearing out a little more down lane, or he's not catching as well. But I don't think that's the case. That's normally not how it goes. Those guys get comfortable.
You know, and Dave Ryan being left-handed, I wonder if he's really enjoying the fact that Kyle Troup has left not one but 6 10-pins through 8 frames.
6
against the southpaw.
Only strikes for Troup in frames 3 and 4. It's been it for the whole match here. Otherwise, 9 spare. There it is.
And here's a ball change, and
Yep.
something that I think, Chris, he needs to go to something that'll come around the corner a little harder.
And that's what he's going to do. You see, too, it's cleaner cover. Should be a little sharper off the end, but that's way in.
Wow, way high.
He didn't
Down
trust
line,
it to pick up
3-6-10.
that time. That's just human nature. Or you don't trust the fact that it's going to pick up when you throw it to the right because it's cleaner cover. Never get into the spot. Ugh.
He covers in the foundation frame. But time's running out for Kyle in this match. Already Team USA down 1-0. 1 point with Cooley beating Tommy Jones in the opening match, 214-200.
Guess the nice part if you're Tommy Jones is you still have E.J. Tackett and Anthony Simonson coming, but Belmonte's waiting on the other side.
Talk about a couple
along with Dom Barrett.
Talk about a couple bullies waiting for you.
Nothing but heavyweights here in this one.
7-pin stand.
He's hitting the wrong spot. You just go back to light shaker. His best shots get 9.
I mean, this is just like a corner pin festival going on right now for both players. I mean, Jesper Svensson, couple of 10 pins, 7-pin here on this shot. We all know what Kyle's done with the 10-pin. And I think the players collectively have missed a pocket once this game.
Hear that ball hitting the finger holes all the way down there, and adding proof to the fact it can't hook while it's in the air.
And especially when it's plastic. That helps.
It doesn't hurt a thing.
So the 10 frame guys looking pretty good here for Jesper, despite the fact that Kyle maybe with no re-racks left here for Jesper.
Yeah.
Kyle might have forced a couple Uber rides for Jesper.
Rumor has
the business.
Rumor has it he made him get an Uber himself back to the hotel yesterday and back to the bowl this morning. So
little gamesmanship for his roommate.
This probably isn't improving Jesper's chances for a ride today.
Also some talk at the Holler House captain's match about some cooking. He's not here. Got 8.
Yeah, he needs one of these two.
Right. And that'll wrap it up. Kyle said, yeah, maybe I'll throw something in his breakfast to slow him down. I don't think that'll happen, but going to be another win for Jesper here against his buddy.
My math though.
International Series domination for Svensson over Troup's going to continue here on U.S. soil. Got them both. Got to win. Jesper Svensson beats Troup. And the world team has a 2-0 lead on TV West. Some of those 35 wins. Parker Bohn, the third, back on TV. Leaves a 7-pin.
And let's not.
7-pin. Iceman starts his day with a strike. Left lane. 96% in Vegas in the championship match. Climbing the ladder. So tragically, the East Coast. We had trouble getting at him. One of 3 majors. As is Chris's son
Here in this match.
Glad he made it. Watch it. Oh, my. Just enough. All right, maybe something other than a 7-pin. Messenger across the deck. Down you go, number 7. Down you go. All right. Swedish sensation back up. There we go. That's tomorrow. Today, built by 22. 7-pin, yeah! Oh, yeah! For a turkey, cut it to 12.
It's your legs. Your legs hit each other.
Oh, my gosh. Parker Bohn the third.
Wins this game, and he leads by 42.
How about that? For frames.
Has not missed a spare. 3 in a row.
That's an Indy. This year for Jesper, runner up in the USBC match. Ran into a
New Jersey. I think, you know what we're going to do when we come back for that match, Dave?
That's right.
The number 5 qualifier owns 32 PBA Tour titles, good for 6th on the all-time list. 2-time PBA Player of the Year with a perfect game on television. From Jackson, New Jersey, PBA Hall of Famer Parker Bohn III. The tournament leader is the 2008 World 10-Pin Bowler of the Year with 5 career PBA Tour titles. From Orange, New South Wales, Australia, Belmo, Jason Belmonte.
Hey, let's not forget one really amazing stat. Parker Bohn is trying to become just the 15th player in PBA history to qualify in 24th place in round-robin match play and move all the way to the show and win. The last time it was done was 27 years ago by a guy by the name of Walter Ray Williams Jr.
He's pretty good still. All right, opening up this championship match, Parker Bohn, who almost bowled a 300 in the previous match, still has it. Sits down very satisfied. And now the number 1 seed, Jason Belmonte from Australia, does not have a major title. He says it's all about the process, shot by shot, focus on making the best shot each and every time. Wow, not pretty, but it works. This is the 3rd time we've seen Jason Belmonte at this year's Geico World Series of Bowling. He lost to Tom Doherty in the semifinal match of last week's Bowler's Journal Scorpion Championship, but the real heartbreaker was his defeat 2 weeks ago by Scott Norton in the PBA Chameleon Championship, where he had to strike on his first ball in the 10th in order to have any chance to win the title.
Yeah, look, that's what I'm here for. I flew from Australia to win the World Championship. The major, it's what we all want. It's what I'm here for. You're going to see the 10 greatest shots of my life in this major.
Belmo flinches first.
He's still sporting the facial fescue, kind of his trademark. No razors in his future, I don't believe.
You don't have to. You can just roll it.
Just the process. Parker Bohn the third had an ugly game early, then a beautiful game against Rash. So which Parker Bohn the third shows up here in the title match? The Earl Anthony Trophy up for grabs. Oh yeah. Maybe it's the champion Parker Bohn the third showing up for this title match.
Parker Bohn is hungry for another title, major or no major. Nice pin action there, 7-pin falling late, but it still falls. This is a big deal at age 49, looking to win for the 33rd time in his career.
These two have not met in a TV final before. He still got it. And his kids love it. And everyone here at South Point on his side right now. Belmo's, he's got to make a statement now, and he does.
Should Jason Belmonte triumph today, he won't be the first two-hander to win a major championship. That honor went to Oscar Palermo in last year's PBA World Championship. Palermo prevailed over Ryan Schaefer 203 to 177. Palermo also the first foreign player ever to win this event.
Using a lucid, the most aggressive ball he's brought to this television pair.
It works. He's doing what he needs to do. Let that spare go. Just bowl forward. It's dangerous to get caught up in what you've done in a game already. Nothing you can do about the history. Everything you can do about your next shot. Parker Bohn the third. With the front three. Whoa, there was a 7-10 standing there just for a split second.
Well, if you're Belmonte, this is what you want to see. You want Parker to slow down a bit and give you some room.
Well, as hard as it is to believe, the man who owns 32 PBA Tour titles has only one major championship victory to his credit. Back in 01, Bohn claimed the USBC Masters, and he did it by beating one of his very best friends, Jason Couch, in the title match.
Parker Bohn the third needs to stay in the moment. Up by 9. This match for the major championship.
Well, back-to-back 7 pins for Parker. Kind of shook his head at the last one. He didn't like the way that ball went through the pins, obviously. So another adjustment ahead for Parker Bohn the third.
Well, at 49 years old, Parker knows he's not the same bowler he used to be. And that But he had to shake himself up to try to stay competitive.
He's had a long, great career. He's been at it for
28th PBA season right now.
For almost 30 years out here, and he's bowled a lot of games, and he's been one of the greatest players out here for a long time.
Now Belmo down 8. Yeah. Belmo's got it going. Talk about a driven bowler.
Tom Clark on your right, PBA commissioner. On his right, your left, Jeff Reese, our CEO.
Look at this sitting with the big wigs. Carmen Salvino, the PBA Hall of Famer.
That's my 1988 doubles partner when we won the senior touring players doubles in Cheektowaga, New York.
There you go. Belmo with the 4-bagger. And we have a championship match for you.
This is the first time in a while that Parker Bohn has trailed. Remember the last game, he started with a front 7 against Sean Rash and never trailed in that match.
Well, Parker Bohn trying to get back in the strike zone. Opened with 3 and then missed with 2. He's back. Extra Frame, the PBA's online video subscription service, is your source for exclusive live coverage of PBA events through the 2012-13 season. Tune into Extra Frame for live coverage of the upcoming winter-spring, featuring competition in the newly formed PBA League. Don't miss any of the action. Click on the Extra Frame link at PBA.com today for more information. Bohn down by 12. You can hear a pin drop, or how about 10?
Good one, Lon. Now it's a 2-pin match. Jason Belmonte steps up in the 7th frame, working on 4 in a row, but so much more on the line. This is his 3rd consecutive show. He's looking for his first major. If he were to win, this would jumpstart this season and his route to Player of the Year honors.
Can he stay perfect on the right lane?
Back and forth match again. Hard to believe anything left standing when his bowling ball hits the pins with that kind of speed and revolutions. But sure enough, it's a half 10 pin left standing for Jason Belmonte.
Two-handed is the only way he's ever bowled. He's had people all throughout his life saying, how can you do it? Give up. Give up. You'll never make it.
All the purists, all the traditionalists. If this was easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not easy. This is a gift this young man has. He's extremely talented at throwing this bowling ball with 2 hands.
But I think a lot more people will be doing this. Up by 1. Yeah.
Be a bit more aggressive. Be a bit more aggressive, mate.
Belmo, one of 8 franchise players in the new PBA League, and one of the players he picked to be on his team, none other than Parker Bohn.
Parker is probably the pick that I'm most excited about. His form this week in the World Championship was undeniably, he bowled the best I've ever seen him bowl. And you want someone with momentum, confidence, and that drive to win and to get better. And, you know, Parker's that guy.
PBA League play kicks off in 2 weeks, but right now, these two battling to take home the first major of the season. Yeah, he saw it. He needed it. He wanted it. He got it.
Well, he almost ended up in the family's lap right there. There's not enough room for him to run it out. Pretty tight quarters here.
Yes! Come on!
Max score, Parker Bohn III, 268. Jason Belmonte, 259. All strikes and 2 spares for Parker, all strikes and 2 spares for Jason Belmonte, but the big difference, Parker's 2 spares came in consecutive frames.
He mentioned destiny could be on his side, and that strike right there underscores that point. Tapping the patch, the TR, in honor of Tony Reyes, good friend of his and everyone on the PBA Tour who died last September. Belmo working on a strike. Wow.
You know, sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Is that it?
That was a great shot. It's a ringing 10 for Jason Belmonte, the best he can shoot now, 239. Parker Bohn III is in the 240s already. Jason would need to spare here, strikeout, and Parker just needs a mark in the 10th frame.
Parker Bohn on the verge of PBA history.
Great shot, Jace. That's all you can do, mate. Great shot.
It's been a long time since someone's gone from 24th in qualifying to win a tournament. 27 years ago when Walter Ray did it.
Jason Belmonte trying to do all he can to make Parker work for him. 7 pin. And that is it.
Well, Parker just needs to stay behind the foul line and keep it on the lanes, but you're going to see a lot of emotions here. It's already started.
Family knows what is about to happen. Parker certainly does.
He's a great man. He's been a good guy out here. He's won the Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award I don't know how many times. He's a great player, and nobody works harder or has worked as hard as that man over the years. Very well deserving.
As he watches Jason Belmonte finish off. Yeah, that's how it's going for Jason Belmonte. That pin,
Thanks for coming all the way, mate.
I think, bounced back up.
Dave, thanks, mate, for a great week.
And
You've got the
now,
best balls in the world, I'll tell you right now.
Parker Bohn III. He hasn't won since 2008 Cheetah Championship. His first TV appearance since 2 seasons ago. Now just 7 pins away from his second major. Destiny was on his side.
Yes!
Parker Bohn III is the PBA World Champion.
Really happy for you, mate. I really am.
And we'll be back to talk to Parker right after this.
Oh my God. Believe it?
Parker Bohn III enjoying the spoils of victory after capturing the PBA World Championship here at South Point. Here's how we got there on the Geico Championship recap. Randy.
Title match against Jason Belmonte, 8th frame. Parker's working on a double. That's to take the lead. And then here in the 9th, biggest break of the tournament for Parker. He trips the 3-pin board. Are you kidding me? And this was all she wrote. First hit in the 10th. Parker wins his second major.
And he's with Kimberly right now.
Parker, it's been about 5 years since you found yourself in the winner's circle, and boy, did you pick a good day to make a comeback. You had a little issue in the beginning. How did you push through to find yourself in the winner's circle?
Well, I kept manipulating a little bit. Obviously, the right lane there, I had to make a ball change there in the middle of the second match. And lo and behold, fortunately for me, it really worked out well. And, you know, you can't say enough about destiny. Destiny being on my side, I really believe that Tony Reyes being a part of our team is really looking down on me. Tony, I know you're looking down, buddy, and this one's definitely for you, too. And it's just a lot of good things that happen. I got good karma with me, and you can't say enough when you put it all together.
And your lovely wife, Leslie, is right here. We saw you guys cheering him on through all the matches. How proud are you of this guy right here?
This is amazing. He has worked so hard, and to see him put it all together this week, I mean, definitely performs when there's more games on the line, and this was a true testament to his ability.
Yes, it was. Congratulations. Parker Bohn III finds himself with his second major.
Tinted blue, title match, Ronnie Russell, Parker Bohn III. Tournament leader indicates that Russell begins this match.
Of all time, or is he the second greatest left-hander of all time? You got to talk Earl Anthony, and you've got to throw Mike Albee in that mix. I guess if you go based on titles, it's Parker second all time.
Outside part of the lane and a 7-10 opener.
Brought out to championship pair.
As do you, partner.
Thank you.
Little high 4-pin.
He's going to get dialed in, and he's going to flush a lot of shots. Going to play your senior doubles in Cheektowaga, New York, just outside of Buffalo.
Little light there, 10-pin. Ronnie sticks the landing, but gets the spare. Missed one of those. 7-10 your last time. Adjustment.
Come on, Kirk.
Let's get a reset here for Parker Bohn III. Extreme outside
Whoa.
part. Russell up, spare working fourth. Slaps the 10 out. Kimberly Pressler is lane side. Russell strike working, beer frame. That's the pocket. Slaps the 7 out.
Yeah! Come on!
Leads by 1 and can extend here to 11. Title coming on the PBA Summer Swing. 7th frame. Dead flush. 20.
You're like a horse. You take him out to the back and
kindly show them the exit.
Yeah.
4-time Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award winner. Toes the line in the 8th. Yes! And he packs the pocket. It's a 1-pin.
Enough to perform under the pressure. You know.
Russell, 8 frame.
Right. Parker Bohn III, 258.
For sure, yeah.
If Ronnie Russell doesn't strike on this ball.
Up in the 9th. Little high. Avoids the 4-7-9.
51-year-old Parker Bohn tie himself with 34 titles. The great Mark Roth. 9th and 10th frame.
Parker Bohn.
How big is that pocket? 7-10. On the line right here, Parker Bohn III.
Yes, baby.
7 for Parker Bohn.
He's had a phenomenal last season. He's been bowling great this season. 2 strikes, 1 pin to win.
Strike at any spare. It's a tie. That's the strike.
One more, baby.
Anything less than a strike. Parker Bohn still alive for the win. Pin.
He's got to make it for a tie. He missed one. Makes this. We go to extra frames.
237-2 for the PBA Players Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, by PBA rule, this game must be decided by a 1-ball sudden death roll-off. The higher seed, Parker Bohn III, will have choice of lane and starting order. Parker? And you're going to start? Parker Bohn is elected to start the roll-off on the left lane.
For Parker Bohn III. Roll on. Second round of the roll-off. Bohn is the PBA Players Championship winner. He moves into a tie with Mark Roth with 34 titles. Vermont, Florida, Hall of Famer Norm Duke begins the Players Championship. With a strike.
And with only 2 right-handers on the television.
First major live on ESPN 2 weeks ago at the Tournament of Champions, the youngest ever to do it, opening shot. Twin spinner from the left side. And Messenger, yeah! Real late. True for Svensson to take on one of the all-time greats, Norm Duke, second frame. Double. He will earn the $100,000 ultimate spare bonus courtesy of Ultimate Bowling. Duke in the second frame, light hit. Almost saw a 7-10 there, 10 pin.
Strike, 9 spare with a conversion.
Spare for Duke. Randy.
Bowling, Jesper Svensson is not afraid.
Light and a 7-pin for Duke. Spare for Duke. He never felt like he had the advere. Strike. Messenger and 2 bang hits, 4th frame. And a mixing strike, a Messenger strike, pack. Recovered from that, but every once in a while a twinge. 6 neatly dispatches the 10-pin strike for the highest he can. Here's what he's got in his bag. The Hyper Cell Skid. The 9-point rating is on a scale of 10, indicating hook potential.
Stay in it, come
on. In terms of knocking all 10 down at the same time, very small.
Ran that one out, classic Duke.
That's just a little bit right.
Winning and then not making the match play field at the Masters. And back in form here at the Players. And that is in the nose, first error, and it's a split.
Into the 10-pin.
Just like that.
Jesper slides the 4 over and converts the big split.
Follows it up with a late timber. He trails by 18, but he can cut into the lead, 6th frame. And it's an 8-pin strike, 7th frame. Down to a knee. 10-pin to its knees. Duke in the strike working can take the lead right back in his 7th frame. Bang! No doubt strike for Svensson.
Truly amazing and just so mentally sharp for their age. As we take a look at his arsenal using the pitch black, and we talked about it before, that's just regular urethane. Very short pattern, or they use it for spares.
Another major difference between Svensson and Duke. And a double for Svensson. And it's right back. Looking for the super slam. 8th frame. Light. And Duke shakes him out. We're back to an 8-pin match. Winner advances to face Sam Cooley. Duke is solid in the pocket. And he retains the lead. 9th frame. Touch high, but he carries the 6.
We'll move on to the next match.
It's a shutout situation. The players ask for ball in hand. Svensson, ball in hand, 10th frame. He commands the pocket. He commands the height to eliminate a Hall of Famer and advance at the players. Powerful exclamation point.
Here's one guy that displays the wow factor. Urethane bowling ball, two-handed style.
Norm Duke gave it everything. He'll face Australia's Sam Cooley.
Start off this title match. 277, the high game this week.
Better footwork and a great result. Maybe he's figured out the approaches.
You look now, Parker Bohn, 22 national titles. 36 years old, out of Jackson, New Jersey. And he can hook it up. Boy, he likes to play that outside line.
Not that far out.
Not going to come back.
That's a little unusual for Parker Bohn. Wants to get the ball out toward the 1 board, but boy, not in that blue board. It won't come back.
Starts off with a channel ball to start this title match.
He needs to settle himself down. If you're going to do that, the first shot of the match is the one you want to do it in. Just get his form, pick up the spare. And that ball was right off his hand all the way.
7 count in the first frame for Parker.
Now those are the two. That has to be the 2 worst shots he's thrown the entire week.
Bohn, along with P. Weber and Amleto Monticelli, the only 2-time winners of the Japan Cup. No player has successfully defended his title. In fact, Parker, the only left-hander to win here in Japan since 1985.
Put that ball in the pocket, got a fortunate break, knocking out the 6th pin just the last minute. You know, Phil, if you take a look at this replay, watch the 6th pin. It's the last one to fall. Well, a big difference between first and second place, 50,000 first, 25,500 second. So a lot riding in this title match.
Duke in the second.
Powerful strike from Norm Duke, and really taking advantage of Parker Bohn III early in the match, and that's what you have to do. As we take another look, watch the 5 pin just race over to the 7, scattering the pins all over the place. Duke, after 2 frames, really in control.
Impressive to start the final match.
He likes it. Oh, solid 10. Norm Duke right over the 5 board. Boy, he loves it right here, Phil. 6th pin around the bottom of the 10, and it'll be no better than a spare for Norm Duke in the 3rd frame. Really wanted to put Parker Bohn on the ropes early.
Go for that 10 pin. Pick it up. Duke with a double and a spare. Parker Bohn, after an open in the first frame, a channel ball, and came back with 7 to count in the first frame. Strike in the second. Up in the third, taking a little extra time. He's won here twice, 92, and again, the defending champion.
This is the lane he threw it in the channel on in the first frame. Look how close it comes. Oh, but it comes back. Well, look, you can see how close he comes to the channel. That's why he might have gone in at the first frame. Ball hooks back into the 1-2 pocket, scatters the pins around, and it's a double for Parker Bohn III.
Well, after that open, he's come back with a double right back in the match. Fourth frame.
Yeah, solid 7 for Parker Bohn III. Looks a lot like that same shot Norm Duke threw on the right-hand side. Ball's going to finish flush in the pocket, but the 7-pin will not respond. Parker switching balls, going to the spare ball. Hard straight. Oh, with a backswing like that, that arm swing is just absolute gold as he shoots the 7-pin. No problems for Bohn.
Duke now in the fourth. Duke up by 13. Way outside. Here it comes.
Well, it's a 4 and a 7. Duke didn't like the way that ball came off his hand. Could have been a split.
Could have been a strike. Sometimes you get a break and get that pin in there, be flipping both out. But Duke.
Parker taking care of his thumb hole. Seen all the players doing that today.
No problem with the spare, so Duke and Bohn going at it. You can access all the latest information about the PBA by checking out the PBA's website at pbatour.com. The site, sponsored by Brunswick, features all the latest tournament standings, stories, stats, and news from the PBA, as well as game-by-game updates during match play and scheduled live chats with the pros. pbatour.com.
Duke, problem with that shot. Leaves the 4-6 split. In the last 2 frames, Phil, he's come in high. Watch as he comes off this shot. Right through the heart. The 4, the 6. All you can do is throw the ball hard and try and knock something out, but probably he'll just get 1.
Duke trying to get it to come out from the back end, but we'll just pick up the 1 pin, 94 through 5.
Norm Duke going hard and straight, trying to bounce that out of the pit, but he knows his chances were not good.
Parker trying to win it again this year. For the 3rd time for him.
Nobody's won back-to-back here in Japan.
This is the final telecast of the year. Parker in the 5th frame, bringing it back, and a strike. Mixing them up just a bit.
Parker looking more comfortable on the pair. Drives that ball into the pocket, scatters them all down. A powerful strike for Parker Bohn III.
PBA Tour back on ESPN, year 2000. Sunday afternoons beginning in January, and Parker, after that open, a double, spare, now a strike.
2-pin lead, looking to take it to 12. Gets the friendly kick of that 7-pin.
You work construction.
By 12, averaging better than 226 this week. Let's come back after that open in the 5th. Boy, he reared up.
But the head pin goes to the sideboard, takes care of the 10-pin. Norm Duke, watch the finish. He does come up off of it. Now the head pin, it'll go to left, and then coming back, taking care of the 10. And Duke, once again, taking care of his thumb hole. Parker watching. Doesn't look to be too nervous. The man who's the finalist seemingly every week on the telecast. Well, Duke's got his thumb prepared. Knows what a critical shot this is. Going for a double here in the 7th frame.
And right there with a double. Impressive. Past champions, of course, Parker Bohn, the defending champion, Doug Cannon, 97, Steve Wilson, 96, and Leno Monticelli and Brian Voss. Americans have done very well in this tournament over the years.
Now the PBA members have won this tournament every time except for two Japanese winners. And with shots like that, Parker Bohn closer to becoming back-to-back champion here in Japan. That ball getting all the way out to about the one board at 40 feet and then driving back in for Parker Bohn III.
Norm looks at the score, knows that certainly he has a chance here, very good chance of winning this tournament at $50,000 top prize.
Bohn for 4 in a row. Cutting right through the heart, leaving the 4 and the 7, and appreciative Norm Duke and perplexed Parker Bohn III. Wondering what went wrong there. He'll grab the spare ball. Lots of speed.
Got it. Says, all right, I'll sit down for a moment. Let Duke take over. That's what he's trying to do here in this title match. Right there for Duke.
Both players playing from the outside line. However, Duke does not come as close to the channel as Parker Bohn's. Ball goes right in the pocket flush. All 10 pins falling in unison.
Well, Duke, after an open in that 5th frame, has come back now with 3 in a row. Up in the 9th. Tight match.
And Duke with a possible 244, and Parker Bohn, best he can shoot right now, 234. So Duke has the advantage. Boy, what a fortunate shot for Duke, as that ball got up his hand. Watch as he releases the ball. He's just all out of balance. Just trying to stay from going over the foul line. Everything worked out great, Norm.
All right, strike. Now Bohn up in the 9th frame. Trying to counter. Way outside, brings it back and gets that 7-pin to kick out. Not afraid to play that extreme outside line, hanging the ball over the channel and bringing it back up in the 10th frame.
I said earlier, 234, the best Parker Bohn can shoot. He cannot shut out Norm Duke, but he can pressure him. Very confident shot in the 10th frame, best shot of the match.
Parker's come back from that channel ball, the very first shot of the match. Second ball in the 10th for the defending champion.
To take the lead. And a late kick to the 7-pin.
Duke looks on and knows that he still has a chance.
Watch the ball hooking back into the 1-2. The 4-pin's just going to come out, kiss the 7 over. And an appreciative Parker Bohn III. Every pin important. This strike for 234. And he's got it.
Bohn elected to, even being the top seed, elected to finish the match first. How did you approach it?
Well, I always pick the lane I like better to finish on. You know, some guys like to finish first. Some guys like to have that chance to come back. Norm Duke needs 2 strikes and 1 pin to win. Parker picked the lane he was more confident on, and it certainly proved out in the 10th frame.
Duke needs the first 2 strikes. Don't worry about that 1 pin later. First shot. Oh, gets that 7 pin to go.
Not showing much emotion. Saving himself for this shot right here. Duke needs a strike here. Second ball in the 10th. And then the count is academic.
Although he's come very close to going over that foul line several times, but this is really for the championship, a strike here. Duke taking a lot of time.
Nothing that man can do. His job's done. Duke slips again. Will it fall? No, the 10-pin stands. Parker Bohn the third. Back-to-back championships here in Japan.
Wow, what a title match. Parker, 234, and Norm Duke with this pair, a 233. Doesn't matter. Parker Bohn by 1 pin or 100. He is the 1999 Japan Cup champion.
In Connecticut. Look at that ball reaction as he crunches the 1-3. The Iceman begins today crunching the 1-2 pocket. This is a good massive talent, massive games out there on the TV pair. Right lane. Whoa, ring it 10-pin. Bolero, Milford, Connecticut. 10-pin there. Hall of Fame credentials from EJ we saw. You knew it. They turned away and realized. See how he responds up. Tackett's open. 7-pin. High percentage at this level will make the 7-pin, which he does. Friends are back there. Can't wait to turn it up. Maybe this is his breakthrough year. Left lane. Looking good. 5th frame. Jesper works on his strike. Goes by 22. Oh! Yep. Pin action, the plate. Turkey for a 32-pin lead. You better. The cards are 22. That's what I mean. Amazing talent. Okay. TOC we talked about for this guy. All going down for both of our star bowlers. Big shot, didn't like it. That's why I missed the target.
Jesper Svensson's already.
Belmonte and Simonson. That's a high shot. Of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, cleaning the drink responsibly. I did.
Good.
Love strike track.
Oh, and he just looked at another ball.
And flip the script in game 2 after getting blasted.
Look at one more ball here for EJ.
If he wins a third today.
EJ Tackett in this first quarterfinal.
Tucker pattern. The only thing you can't do is get it too far right.
EJ Tackett teamed up with PJ. So EJ and PJ.
I like
and that's
the conversion percentage on tour, 65%. You can see why that back then.
54 years young.
Oh, wow. Just beautiful.
Nice, Mo. How often do you get to Rockets games to see CP3?
I watch them on TV all the time. They always put me on a t-shirt or something. The t-shirt's too small in the off-season. A couple of years went by. Let's see if he picks this up.
Got it.
Of course he does. Years went by. He didn't win it. And he said, you know what?
Look at that. His hands.
That's a bold strategy, Doc. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Former player of the year. On that left lane. That one curls in. It goes nice. Tucker and Tackett, 9 p.m.
Guys, I'm just going to... This is really... Nah, you don't.
In this 5-frame match, CP3 starts the 4th.
Ooh. What's his goal? What's his plan here?
He's going to try to hit that front pin. That needs to hook.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, didn't catch enough of it.
Looking for a Tucker strike here.
That needs to hook.
Oh boy.
And he made it.
Little left
Oh, come on. Come on.
Chris in the background not rooting for that to go down.
Yep. Tackett continues to go. Oh, no.
That's Svensson.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He can go back-to-back gutters here. Tucker and Tackett done with a 65.
Ralph's many occasions. I'm going to give it my best shot.
Jason Belmonte, that two-handed approach. Whips him in, drops them all.
You seen this guy bowl before, JJ?
I have not.
From Australia, uses two.
I like PJ Tucker a lot. His shoe game is great. I just want to say that because I really ripped him the
Tommy Jones matches the strike with one of his own.
300 at the
Yes.
He did.
That's
This guy's legit in his days at Nashville.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Okay, guys. Get the pen, JJ on the tie straighter.
No clue how he's going to do that.
He did it, Jason! He did it! He listened to you!
He did it! Yes. Unbelievable action from Betts, the AL MVP.
The rare 14-pin making an appearance today. Aric.
He's got strikes in him, but going up against a guy like Mookie Betts, that's going to be tough.
Every time he gets up on the lane, the only thing that's going through his head is, I want to go fast, I want to go fast, I want to go fast.
And left.
I'm with him. Oh, man. It's almost impossible to do.
Look, that's harder than a double doink. We have to clean up.
This guy's chirping to the crowd before he goes. Flow Bowling is live coverage of the tour's first major, the PBA Tournament of Champions. All the action starts on Wednesday.
It's called an audible in your business, I believe.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Rob never lets me read promo cards.
Nope,
so
you're right. All the years we've worked together, Tommy Jones drops those down. I don't trust Randy with the promos.
Soil
agrees. The same idea.
of this frame right here. It's been a rough 2 minutes for Big
Mookie Betts back to our match here in the fourth. Mookie! Oh, down.
I just was happy I hit the pocket.
That was a great shot. Good player. Yeah, why does Chris Paul keep inviting him, JJ?
That's what I'm wondering. I've heard that he has had bowling lanes installed in his home.
That is correct.
Almirola. Come on, spinner.
No machine.
I don't know. I like where you're going. He's got a 97% chance to pick this up. Let's see if he does it. And he doesn't.
Belmo, left lane. We start the fifth.
Oh, wow. But I'm going to be honest with you here. I was looking for some numbers. I was looking for some calculations.
Some analysis.
Algorithms. I appreciate the expertise level that you're getting.
Do you know?
What was that? Has he been throwing it with two hands the whole time?
Yes.
Well, it came out of nowhere. That really escalated. Tommy needs 8.
I told you this is not my set.
For the win.
I don't know how to do it.
Back to the one-handed technique on this team.
Made it to the semifinal. He's on a mission. Opening shot, higher seed Belmonte. Forces Weber to begin. And a 4-pin.
And it's interesting because during the break, Weber's allowed to practice on the alternate lane right next to the TV pair. And before both of his matches, he was actually staying warm, throwing a urethane ball. I'm thinking, I wonder if Pete's going to make the switch to that. Nope, stays with what he's been using.
Weber covers up the single pin, still having some footing issues.
Well, there's no more power outage left on the show with Jason Belmonte and A.J. Johnson left.
The 2-time defending Masters champion looking for a third. No one has ever done that. Opening shot. And a matching 4-pin for Belmonte. Winning 3 in a row in majors, Jason Couch accomplished that, Randy, in the Tournament of Champions.
Yeah, and you know, I have to announce, unfortunately, that Jason Couch's mother, Darlene, passed away just a couple of nights ago, and I know there's a lot of heavy hearts out there right now, including my own, and I know everybody here, Jason's family out here. We all want to pass along our deepest condolences to Jason, his dad Cliff, and the rest of the Couch family.
And I will add my thoughts as well. And now let's head down to lane side with Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. Mike, why do you think it was that you weren't able to double until the 10th?
Transition. You know, bowling only a one-game match and only getting limited shots of practice, the lanes are going to transition quite rapidly as opposed to as they do in the qualifying or the match play. And, you know, going from the practice and waiting a game and then coming in and getting a few shots, you have to make your decisions on the fly. And I just didn't make my decision with confidence to put the strikes together until towards the end of the game.
Well, how are these lanes transitioning?
Well, rapidly. With the lights and the heat, it's really warm on the set. They transition considerably faster than they did during the week. So, you know, like I said, you got to make your decisions on the fly and do it with confidence. And I just didn't do it with confidence in the beginning of the game until the end, and I gave Pete too much, you know, leeway to run him down.
Thank you so much for your time. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Belmonte crossing over for a strike.
And you can see just how much deeper Belmonte's playing than Weber. And Pete probably a good 15 boards right of Belmonte. And Belmonte, you know, he said it, told us last night he was going to go to his A game. He was going to move way in. And got him this time.
Really?
The approach got him this time. Look at that, just dead
out of
stuck.
nowhere you stick, right?
One time he slips, one time he sticks, and it's all seems to be just on that right lane. It's got to be the heat from the lighting and the humidity in the building. And players have not had to deal with that throughout the entire week.
Come on, really?
I think now Pete's trailing for the first time in any match
no problems, and
today.
then all of a sudden just out of nowhere, stick.
Career majors leaders on the PBA Tour, the great Earl Anthony with 10, tied with Weber. Mike Albee with 8, including 3 of these Masters. Walter Ray Williams Jr., 8 majors and 2 of these Masters. Weber now trailing for the first time today, 3rd frame.
It looks like he's using the same bowling ball, but he's got a couple out there that have different drillings. He's going with a pin up on one lane and a pin down on the other.
Belmonte called his shot. He said Weber would get here and I will beat him. And he has not done so yet. Here's Belmonte, the number 2 seed, and his roll through match play, defeating Chris Kelso, Major Mika Kovuniemi, Hall of Famer Tom Baker, Anthony Lavery Spar, and then he lost in the winner's bracket championship match to A.J. Johnson. Mixing strike. Takes advantage of that crossover.
...2013 title match in the Tournament of Champions when the big heavy hand guys were lofting the left gutter cap. Weber was using that great hand in rotation, and boy, he really took care of Belmonte in that matchup.
Weber says, hey, if that's what Belmonte wants to think, I'm 2-0 in TV against him. He hasn't anything to say until he beats me. And there's a look at the record. Career and TV finals between Pete Weber and Jason Belmonte. Belmonte on the double 4th frame. Powerful hit.
And there's the big difference with the power of Jason Belmonte. And we saw Weber leave a lot of 10 pins last game. And when Belmonte's bowling ball hits the pins, there's usually nothing left standing.
Important shot for Weber back on the lane. He left the 2-8-10 on 4th frame. Needs a double. And Messenger gets the 10. And out come the guns.
2 tickets to the gun show. That was a big hit because if he doesn't strike on that ball, he fails to double. Belmonte's working on a 3-bagger. Watch the action of the head pin coming across, and the nose of the head pin takes out the 10, and then Weber just gives it the business. Probably heard us talking about Belmonte's power. He says, hey, Belmonte, I got your power right here. Now he's looking to throw another strike here and cut this deficit to 14.
between third and fourth arrow, and a mixing strike explodes the 4-pin out of that rack.
Well, that's almost been his best shot in terms of carry.
I don't want his towel on the ball return. I don't want stuff off his towel on my ball.
There's that mixer again. It's been his best, most reliable hit today.
That's the all business Weber. Now Belmonte. His half of the beer frame, and he crosses over and gets another crossover strike.
What I'm going to lose to, Brooklyn's.
Well, you heard Pete say it himself. Belmonte's got a 4-bagger, 2 of those Brooklyn's on either end. Watch this. You know, you never want to see it when it happens to you. You never want to do it when you're bowling against your opponent. Unfortunately, sometimes it's part of the game. How's that stat? He's made 9 out of 11 finals
Hurry,
in
Bohn,
majors.
hurry.
Just 2-pin, that could have been 2-8-10 territory.
Jason's in a tough spot because if he gets the ball too far to the right, he's going to go light. If he gets it left, there's no chance of that ball holding its line. Pete broke his glasses, not sure if he's got a backup pair or not. Snapping the lens back in.
Pete also apparently irritated with the placement of Belmonte's equipment on the ball rack.
He said he didn't want his towel touching his bowling ball. We've got some action going here in match number 3. When we come back, I'm going to tell you why Jason hasn't used a razor forever. Oh, and there's going to be a Pete Weber, Jason Belmonte bowling ball comparison.
Back half of our semifinal match at a Schwaben bowling alley. Mike Jakubowski with Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler.
Mike, would you call this match an international friendly?
I would call this an international approaching unfriendly. It's a heck of a rivalry. Both of these guys have history.
Can't get it.
And the 10-pin doesn't fall. There's so much on the line. This has eluded the Weber family for years. Belmonte's trying to do what no one has done before. Belmo came in saying, I want this man. And what was Pete's response?
He said he's not afraid of these young guys. Look out.
Skinnies it. Knocks it down, spare in the box for Weber. And again, a footing issue.
Well, he's got a striking issue as well, especially on the right lane. And unfortunately for Pete Weber, he's going to have to finish on that lane. And, you know, we talked about the bowling ball that he's using. He's been going back and forth from a pin up to a pin down. He goes to the pin up, and he was telling his ball reps during the commercial break it's the only one that he feels comfortable he can hit the pocket with.
Overhooks, 3-6-10.
Left lane is broken down. It looks like it's going to start hooking now. The right lane looks like somebody poured a gob of oil right in front of the head pin because the shot on the right lane looked really good, and it got to that spot right there and just kept accelerating straight. That one actually grabs the lane and hooks.
Weber cleans up the spare. A trio of things irritating him today. The lane approach, Belmonte equipment, and Belmonte with 2 well-placed crossover hits.
And here is Jason Belmonte's arsenal using an unhinged.
That's high.
Oh.
3-6-9-10, a particularly tough spare in this bowling center.
Yeah, because of that back pin. Remember, we talked about right before we went to break, I gave you a little something about a razor with Jason Belmonte. He said, you know what? I haven't used a razor on my face in over 6 years. I was just thinking, man, I wish I could get away with that. 3-6, 9-10. Tough spare. He's going to get that bowling ball to the right side of the 3 pin. The ball will drive the 6 into the 10, and he will have that bowling ball take the 9 out.
Expert cover for Belmonte, and he fills the box in the 7th. He leads by 23.
That's a really good conversion. He's going to take a re-rack on the left lane. All right, hey, let's take a look at Jason Belmonte versus Pete Weber. Their bowling ball is going down the lane in this track tech talk. You're going to see a huge difference. Belmonte on the left, Weber on the right. Not only does Belmonte's ball rotate much faster, it also gets to the pins much faster.
Controlling speed, revolutions, and angle. That's why he's the 2-time PBA Player of the Year and the 2-time defending champion here. Plus 23, 8th frame.
Oh my. That was almost a massive blower 7-10. Weber could have used that in his corner. Belmonte, again, tough way to play this oil pattern. It's so flat in the middle. He's got to be really good. Throws his towel down on Pete's equipment. Pete doesn't like that. He keeps picking his towel up and throwing it off of the bowling balls. He went over and told, look out.
Missed 10 pin. By rule, ball's in the gutter, the ball stays in the gutter.
It's an open frame.
Okay.
Tournament director's going to tell Jason not to put his towel on Weber's equipment anymore. Misses the 10 pin. I mean, we've got some craziness going on right here in match number 3.
Super Slam potential versus 3-peat potential. And Weber with a re-rack.
I'm not sure Weber is going to strike again on this right lane, and he needs to. He's got to bowl the 8th and the 10th frame here. Weber better figure it out on this right lane, and then he's got to make an adjustment on the left lane.
Belmonte opened the door. Weber can double to take the lead. 8th frame. Splits the 8 and the 9.
Well, he can't take the lead, but he can cut it to 1 with a strike here.
Re-rack.
It seems like the more agitated he gets, the better he gets.
The greats can channel it. Weber can channel it.
Well, he figured out that he has to go straighter on that lane. What's he going to do on the left lane? Pete is out of re-racks now. The players are allowed 2 a game. He's done. Big shot coming up right here.
Monumental foundation frame. Seven pin!
Yeah, that's right, baby! Come on, don't miss! You wanted it, you got it!
Well, the greats just find a way to get it done, and this was a really slow rack, and Weber was just hoping for a break to get back in this match, and that's probably the biggest break he's gotten of this tournament.
Belmonte after the open, his foundation packs the pocket.
That's a great shot, and it was a great react coming off the lanes. Weber knows what Belmonte said. You talked about it. Here's the situation. If Jason Belmonte strikes out in the 10th frame, he will shut out Pete Weber. If he doesn't strike out in the 10th frame, Pete Weber can still win. Max score for Belmonte, 233. Max score for Pete Weber, 232.
And there is the possibility of a tie. 10th frame.
Great shot. You know, Belmonte knows exactly what the lanes are giving him. It's all about execution now. And he prides himself on execution. I think we really miss out on the fact that this player throws it with 2 hands. And he is the back-to-back reigning player of the year. He's a special talent, but he does it a totally unconventional way. We're so used to seeing him with this 2-handed style, I think we lose sight. But the bottom line is, he's figured out what the lanes are giving him. It's all about execution. Can he execute here in the 10th frame?
pure double for Belmonte.
Those are 3 of the greatest shots I've seen in a while. He needs one more just like it. With that power and that rev rate and those revolutions, anything can happen, though, if he's just a little bit off. He needs 9 to force Weber to get all 3 for a tie. A strike, it's all over. Anything less, Weber can get up and strike out in the 10th frame and win.
Weber will make the stepladder. I will face him. I will beat him. You can say it, but you got to do it with the ball. 10th frame.
Come on! Come on!
10 pin.
Okay.
Weber needs all 3 to tie. What a great shot by Belmonte. That's something you don't see his bowling ball leave very often as a weak 10. He liked it as soon as it left his hand. I mean, he hit the head pin so hard it was coming back forward. Last shot for Weber on this right lane was really good. He went high flush. I think he's figured out this right lane, but again, it all boils down to the same thing, execution.
The last little thing Belmonte did was go get that towel to kind of remind Weber. Nope, that's high, baby split. Jason Belmonte advances. He called his shot, and he's in the title match with an opportunity to go 3 straight at the Masters. Pete Weber denied the Masters title again. Belmonte advances. He will get the amateur A.J. Johnson in the Masters title match.
As you see, just a slight age difference.
You got to do a tail of the tape for this matchup. Years pro, of course. Duke in his 37th, Belmo in 11, looking for title number 20. Duke for number 39. Somebody tosses a 300 today in this game. It's $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think this is the matchup that everybody wanted to see. And all of America pulling for this man, in my opinion.
The 9 pin that he didn't get before. He kicked that one aside, and a perfect start for Duke.
Can Norm manage his emotions? And that's the big question. Harder to do when you're 54 than it is when you're 34.
And Belmo, who might have gone home to Australia had he won last week, but when he didn't, he added this to his schedule. Now that is filthy.
That is. And you know what's so great about this game and this sport is it takes all different shapes and sizes. Both players play in the lanes completely different. As you see, Belmonte is curving it. Norm is throwing it as straight as you can throw it. And the result is the same.
And we'll see how Jason does. Again, we dual patterns here. So the pattern on the right lane is not the same as the pattern on the left lane. The pattern on the left lane is longer. So let's see what Belmo does here.
7 feet longer.
Well, he'll not get the messenger.
And he's decided to go straighter like Malott did towards the end of last game. We'll see if it works out for him on that left lane. The advantage that Norm Duke has right now is he doesn't have to figure out how to play the 2 oil patterns. He already knows how.
But please correct me if I'm wrong. There may not be anybody better at making adjustments on the fly than that guy.
I'm not going to argue that.
Our Columbia 300 fun fact, Pete Weber and Walter Ray Williams Jr. have each won 3 times here at Woodland Bowl. 5 of the 6 wins are in majors. All 3 at PDWs and 2 of Walter Ray's.
Yeah.
And
Norm's
Norm
won 4 times here. Yep. But yeah, Walter Ray, Pete Weber, Norm, they own this center.
It's good. Oh, yes. That's one powerful feather.
referring back to how I said, and if you look at just how slowly the ball is rotating out of his hand, and that's what I mean by feathering it. You take a look at what he did here in 2008 at the World Championship. He was kind of feathering it then, but had a little more on it. Again, that was 11 years ago.
In 2011, he won his last televised singles title. You see what he's done here at Woodland. His buddy Wes Malott, who he just dispatched to get to this championship match. Oh, those are just gorgeous shots. Every one of them so far is like he zip lines them in there.
As long as he keeps his composure and doesn't look too far down the road, he should be fine. The only thing he needs to avoid is getting too fast. But he's just really piping it right at the 1-3 on both lanes.
Incredibly, this is the first time these two have faced each other on television. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, take a look at how he's playing the two lanes. Remember, the right lane's the shorter pattern. And he's actually now deeper on the right lane and curving it more than he is on the left lane. Which, by the way, makes perfect sense to us back in the 90s. Back in the 90s on a shorter pattern, you always stood farther left and curved it more. And on the longer patterns, you stood farther right and went straighter because the ball went straighter. Not in today's game. They do just the opposite.
Absolute raw power that time from Belmo. 3 strikes out of 4, but he still trails because Norm is 3 for 3.
Well, that got down the lane in a hurry, and it was just a full rack attack once the ball got to the pins. And we've got ourselves a fight on our hands.
This is what we wanted. We kind of wanted this match to begin with. We've got it. And they're off to a great start. A little bit through the face. Didn't get a break on that 9-pin.
Yeah, either the 4 or the 9, but not both. Not a good break. That's a pocket split for Duke as he comes up just a pinch high. A good break, he would have tripped both the 4 and the 9 out, but instead, now he's got to slide the 4 into the 9.
Well, this has a 19.6 conversion rating.
He's going to try to get his ball over into this part of the 4-pin and throw it into the 9.
He can do it.
If you don't like this, you don't like bowling, turn the channel. Norm Duke at his best at age 54. Watch this, he knew he had it. Great conversion to maintain his lead by one of the best that's ever laced him up on the PBA Tour. That man right there, Norm Duke.
Belmo looking for his 20th title. Duke is 39th. He likes it, and he should like it.
Bad break on the right lane, nice break on the left lane for Norm Duke. He just looked at Belmonte and said, I got to grab that ball. He's probably going to fix the piece of cork that he's got in the thumb hole. He uses this cork insert, and there he goes with the bevel knife. He's going to move the cork around. And that's been his mantra forever. You see it.
What does that do for him?
It's a feel thing for him. He loves feeling that cork in the front part of his thumb. As we take a look at Belmonte's arsenal, High Road Nano.
Give me a thesaurus because I'm out of adjectives.
Well, Belmonte just threw that shot, turned around and said, I'm not done yet.
No, not clearly. And I think, is he the first guy to use the same ball in both lanes today?
He's using the same type of ball, but
okay.
It looks like 2 different layouts.
Gotcha. Both these players can be deliberate.
Yeah, just a pinch inside. He knew it. Just a little bit. And what makes this guy so dangerous, aside from the speed and the power, is he can play all angles. He can change rotation.
He can change speeds too, right?
Change speeds.
Yeah.
Now, Norm Duke can do the same thing at half the rev rate, at half the RPMs.
Our proprietor here is a Hall of Famer in the PBA, Jim Doty.
Yeah, inducted this year. Congratulations to Jim, and it's been a pleasure being able to come to his great facility over the years. And speaking of great, this guy can double up and increase his, take a 9-pin lead.
That 7-pin to do just that.
Belmonte knows he's in a fight with one of the greatest ever. Norm Duke, one of the greatest clutch players ever.
Belmo had to expect it. He had to know that Norm was going to give everything he had here.
Well, he watched the game against Malott and saw that Norm didn't miss the pocket from the third frame on, and he knew that Norm was going to have a good look.
Belmo won the position round. And the right to be the #1 seed. Boy, oh boy, that is a level above flush. What a thrill this has to be for the people who are here to see these two guys absolutely just throwing every uppercut they have in the book.
I mean, yeah, what about me? What a thrill for me.
But you've done it.
Yeah, but I mean, to call this again.
I know, you're right. I agree. I'm with you.
To call another match for Norm Duke?
Yeah.
We're going to call matches for Belmonte. How many times are we going to get to see Norm Duke bowl for a title against the greatest player on the planet in Jason Belmonte?
Utterly evil in a good way.
You're right. You know what was interesting is when we interviewed Norm Duke last night, we asked him who the greatest bowler of all time is. And he said, unequivocally, without question, without a doubt, Jason Belmonte.
Really? Well, the variety that you just touched on, what is available in Belmo's arsenal.
You know, and there's a couple of players that would beg to differ with Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Earl, but he may end up being the best ever. Take a look at what he's done in February.
Yeah, Marshall, Kent, Wes Malott are the only guys to make match play in every event they have bowled in this month. But you see Jason has a 1,245 pin advantage on Kent and over 1,400 on Malott. Yeah. It's just uncanny. Gotta have it. Messenger let him down. He usually gets those bounces of the head pin.
Unfortunate. And you're right, he usually carries just about 95% of those messengers that come across. But we saw it last week with the 2-pocket 7-10s, and this time the same thing as the pin goes behind the 10.
How many times have we seen that pin just race over as if it's destined to take out the 10 pin? Well, Norm Duke is sitting ever closer to number 39.
That was a good one. Oh, that was a good one.
Big shot coming up for Duke. He can extend his lead to 29. Max score for Duke, 278. 239 for Belmonte. Duke knows exactly what he needs to do for title number 39. And 2 players in the history of our sport have won 40 or more titles. Walter Ray and Earl.
Still some hope for Belmo. And you're going to watch the ball go right by again?
Well, and speaking for myself, this is the last pin you want to see standing when your ball goes high flush.
I didn't want to say it.
Oh, my. And that was working on a 3-bagger. What a terrible break.
Uh-oh, Norm. Earlier in the day, Rhino Page got stuck on that approach. And watch this athleticism.
Well, he's got to stay behind the foul line on both lanes. This lane here and the one next to him as he comes towards us. again, the agility of a gazelle at age 54. Soon to be 55.
Yeah, next month.
One strike. One strike, come on.
His max is now 257. There's a break he got. Beautiful. 6 wrapping down the 10. Well, Jason pretty much has to just punch out here, right?
Well, Belmonte can strike out for 239, but he can't shut out Norm Duke. Norm Duke can still shoot 257, even with that lousy solid 8 in the 8th frame. But Belmonte knows that he needs to put the pressure on Duke. If he strikes out, he forces Duke to get the first strike in the 10th frame.
And on this lane, Jason has been perfect.
Yeah, they all look the same on
yes,
that
they
lane.
do.
6 going to the sidewall late, cut the 10 in half. But he's had trouble on this lane striking.
No, he's only had 1 strike on this lane. There you see the 6, kick save and a beauty on the 10.
What is going to happen? Boy, is this reminiscent of last week where he needs to fill the 10th frame. Last week he needed a double and 8 to shut out Simonson. He leaves the pocket 7-10. Now he needs to strike out to force Duke to get the first strike.
Everybody's heart rate in here a little accelerated right now. Nope, that's going to be trouble for Jason. You could see it right away. That was going to dive. He was almost better off if the thing had gone to Brooklyn.
It was inside a target, and that's in the driest part of the lane. Remember where all the players started early? That's exactly where that was. He needed to be right of that laydown area.
Yep, you got a great look at that little chop. Did not expect that reaction. Got to make it. Yep. That's textbook right there for Belmo.
Well, that's 219 max with a strike, and Duke would need 2 pins in the 10th frame. And I think he could probably handle that.
I'm looking at Norm there as much as I'm looking at Belmo, and I think it's starting to sink in.
Excuse me, I said 2, I meant 7.
Still like his chances.
There you go.
Wow. So that's the best possible close for Belmo. But at 219 is likely not going to be enough as he thanks his fans. He'll head home for a little rest. And this guy is on the doorstep of number 39.
Turning right down the middle.
There it is. Norm Duke has done it. Norm Duke, for the 39th time, is a champion on the PBA Tour. He said it, I'm going to win again on the PBA Tour, and he has done it at 54 and 11 months.
Against the world number 1. Just amazing.
What a performance, what a performer. When you turn on the TV lights, there's hardly been anybody better in this game than that man right there. What was the poundage on those balls he toted this week?
Over 6,000 pounds.
Smile of a winner right there. Probably felt like 6 pounds to him now.
Happy birthday, Mother. I missed you. Hi, Karen. Hi, Brandon. Look. Oh. Oh. How big a moment. How much work. Holly, thank you. Tom Laskell, thank you. Cecil Scarborough, thank you very much.
Yes, there
thank
is.
you for helping me. And Storm, thank
crying in bowling.
Yeah!
There you go. Pass it around. Norm Duke, your champion, the number 2 seed position. Now go ahead, fellas. Don't be shy. You don't get to hold a championship trophy very often. Kimberly is standing by with our winner.
I am, and you are having a very emotional day, Norm, and for good reason. You said at the top of the show you didn't know if you were ever going to make it back to the TV finals, and here you are at 54, standing in the winner's circles, put into words what this means.
First of all, I would like to say to Jason, man, we've been watching you just dominate us, and we've had some of these matches where you lead by a lot and lose, but look, it hurts, and we know it. I've been there. Hats off to Jason Belmonte. He's the very best in the world right now, and for me to be standing here on this approach is a victory against him. I'll never forget it as long as I live. I got so much support from people at home that think that I'm younger than I am.
Did you ever think that you would be back here again?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I thought so. And you know, Storm has been behind me the whole time. They provide the greatest equipment, and without them, look, there's a lot of people that have a hand in things like this that allow us to go and dedicate so much to the cause, and I'm just so thankful to everyone.
And where does this win rank in all your titles?
I don't even know. I don't even, you know, you say title, I don't even process that yet. Well, I do now. I do now.
Well, it is your 39th title. Congratulations. You fought hard for this win, Norm Duke.
There's your champion.
Thank you.
And I think this one does feel a little bit different, Randy.
There's Big Wes.
Who he defeated earlier did Duke, but you see the friendship and the respect and even the love between these two guys who have won together. And this time they were taking at each other. Duke won that one and then defeated the top player in the world, Jason Belmonte.
Dave, I got to tell you, this is pretty good stuff.
By the way,
I've known Norm Duke for a long time, over 35 years. And
I have 4 banners in this building.
It's his 5th win in this building.
In this building, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the best ever.
Quiet we are. Here on the 18th green. He's earned that. And we're underway.
Okay. Easy. Easy there. You don't want to start.
Weber after the spare. He will get it. And now you've got 2 of them here in Fagan and Weber.
But 2 completely types. You know, Weber's all out there. He puts it right out there in front of your face.
We're going to keep an eye out for that silent lucidity. I can tell you that. So that's going to go as a spin.
You know, the big hooping it up and running it out, and only when it matters.
After he wins. And he'll come in to get the strike.
I'll tell you what, this guy.
U.S. Open title, something nobody else, even his dad, did not do.
Interesting ball change on the right lane for Weber.
That pin has stood up all day. That
Really?
10. That is. You got it.
It's called sportsmanship, pal.
The other side.
Wow. Guys are right on top of each other, playing the same zone, playing the same part of the lane.
And we'll get his spare. So Pete Weber gets the spare. Mike Fagan, the #1 seed. Got it. So he's rolling. Fresh championship is his. And he'll leave the 10.
Pin carry, but again, it's all about the maturation process that Mike Fagan is.
Which has happened in the first 2 matches. Found that one.
There's a ball change now on the left lane. Remember, the last 2 shots on the left lane were both high. Weber using the same ball in both lanes now.
After his first back-to-back Strikes. And the ball change. Still can't get the 10.
God.
Only one strike. But in this tournament, that is often decided. Remember, Fagan leading the season in earnings and average. And came back the day. You've got to make these spares. Leaves it open that year. See how he reacts to that last one. Gets it back and gets the strike. There's the answer, Randy. Pete Weber being his own best counsel.
Leading by 2 halfway through.
Coming off a spare. Came back. Again high. He's had only one strike in this match and will get another spare. And you could see a little thankful that that one. Yes. So he gets his first strike on that play. Big bend and got him. Ooh, thank you. Fagan, the #1 seed, trying to beat Pete Weber. There's that 10.
South 10.
Fagan after the spare. Watching the #1 seed bowling for the first and most important time today.
It's got a hook. Oh, baby, yeah!
He knew it.
And with that shot there, he takes a 1-pin lead.
After 3 consecutive strikes. Got it! Focus, focus. Fagan after that spare, and he's got it, but that's not what he wanted there after that. Weber finally looks up, watching Fagan. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Keep the thumb on. He stiffens up a little.
Yeah, you never know.
Wow. Boy, you talk about.
Now, making Weber think about this next shot he has to throw.
Fagan finishing it up with a strike. 3 in a row for Mike Fagan.
United States Open Championship. If Weber gets 8 on this first ball, we have the possibility of a tie.
We'll watch. No one's ever won 5. Hands up. The 10. Not yet.
My goodness. What a great.
He's got to make it.
He thought he had that.
Got to make it.
For the spare. He's missed one, but not that one.
He's got to have
anything less than 9. Fagan wins sitting on the bench.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
Bowling history. The only player ever to win 5 U.S. Opens. Pete Weber.
Great bowling, man. Great bowling. Nice baseball next week. Really.